Okay, so let's look. All right. Let's look at the following geometric sequence. As we've learned from the previous videos, we can determine if it's a geometric sequence if we can see multiplication or division. I can see multiplication by multiplying 1/2 Okay, let's look at this geometric sequence. I want to first identify my first term, which is a1, a2, just to get familiar with the process of identifying terms. Okay. Well, I can look at the following sequence. How would I get from 1/2 to 1/4? I know I can multiply this with 1/2. How do I go from 1/4 to 1/8? I can multiply this with 1/2 again. And now we see the same theme following between terms. What I want to do with the geometric sequence is I want to identify the ratio. The common ratio, as we've learned in the previous lessons, were the difference between the sequences through multiplication or division. In this case, my common ratio would be 1/2. I can identify a1 by finding the first term, so a1 would be 1/2 as well. And now to find the rule of a geometric sequence, I need to be familiar with this formula. A sub n is equal to a1 multiply the common ratio raised to the n minus 1. So let's substitute our values. a1 is 1/2. Our ratio is 1/2. And we want to raise this to n minus 1. Now let's see if this is true. Well, I want to find, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to find a4. So I can say a sub 4 is equal to 1/2 or 1/2 multiply 1 over 2 raised to the 4 minus 1. It's going to give me 1/2 multiply 1/2 raised to the third power. And with exponential rules, I know that both terms, or both the denominator and the numerator, will multiply with the exponent, or we'll get the exponent. So then we have 1/2 multiply. I'm going to write over here, so I have 1 raised to the third power over 2 raised to the third power. That gives me 1 raised to the 8th power, or 1/8, excuse me. So we have 1/2 multiply 1/8, and in fact we have 1/16. So this makes perfect sense. 1/16 is in fact my a4.